All right, and talking about heroes, I have one seated right next to me, a heroine. And let me introduce you. This is Wanja Mwaura, Salimiana.
How are you?
She's a bit shy, but I'm trying to calm her down. And I just want us to have some of the pictures, to just see some of the pictures that have been doing rounds on social media of why Wanja has actually come to the limelight over just a few, actually, is it a week?
Yeah.
Since you posted the pictures. Let's just have some of those pictures, then you'll understand why she's here on set tonight. And so those are just some pictures that you'll understand shortly. What happened is that Wanja met your classmate, your former classmate, Patrick. And maybe you could just talk to us about that. How did you meet? Where did you meet? After how long did you guys meet before you actually reconnected with him?
Well, I met Patrick last month.
Mm-hmm.
That is after a very long period of
Right.
time. Yeah? We were in school together.
Mm-hmm.
That
Primary
is
or
in primary
secondary?
school.
Oh, that must have been a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was so sad
Mm-hmm.
to see him last month so dirty, so disoriented in the market. And actually, he didn't have anywhere to stay. So he recognized me. He called me by the name Wanja.
And
I
you
was
turned.
shocked.
And so did you when he called you and you turned, did you know instantly that it was him?
No.
Yeah.
I had to ask him, and who are you? And then he told me, I'm Patrick. Can't you remember me? So I was really shocked because I didn't expect to see him like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he was one of the brightest boys in class.
Right.
And he was doing so well. So it was quite a shock. At the same time, it was heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And I mean, you took the responsibility to actually ensure that he goes to the rehab center. But you know, we saw pictures of you, and you know, quite a number of people were like, "My goodness, you know, this girl, you know, beautiful girl, and here is actually people are referring to him as a chokora, but he's not because he is somebody that you know." And you know, they were wondering, like, you know, you're so close to him, so comfortable with him, and that's one of the reasons that people really have lauded you on social media. Just take a look at that. So once you got to know that this is Patrick, my former classmate, at what point did you decide that you want to actually take this up on yourself and help him out?
Well, it took about a month. I gave him my phone number. I told him, whenever you need help, just give me a call. So every time he would go hungry, he would call me. But then I saw
was that like many times?
No, maybe once in a week,
Okay.
maybe twice. But then I saw that was not enough. I'm not doing enough for him. So I will go to the market, look for him, engage him in a conversation. Sometimes I could find him high.
Yeah.
So we couldn't have a normal conversation. Sometimes I would find him okay. So we will talk. So after some time, I had to ask him whether he wants to change. So he told me he's more than willing to change and go to a rehab and put his life back together again. So that's when I decided to engage my classmates.
To actually come in.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, for Patrick, you said that, he was one of the brightest brains, back in school. And at what point, did all this happen? At what point did he start, using drugs? And what drugs was he using?
Well, after class 8, we all go our different ways.
Yeah.
So he went to Uthiru High School. From where I understand that he dropped out in Form 3 because of first he started taking marijuana, and then after dropping out, because he was on the streets, so he will take like everything he will come across.
Anything.
Yeah,
just to get a high.
Yeah, just to get him high. So he was basically a mixed up of everything. So, but what he could afford was the marijuana and some other drugs. Yeah. So it wasn't an easy road convincing him to go to rehab. Yeah. So it actually took me a month. Yeah.
To actually convince him.
Yeah.
All right. So you can see the pictures, these pictures have been doing rounds on social media of Patrick and Wanja. And that's why people today are referring to her as, one person who should be celebrated. And indeed, you are, because not many people would actually, most people will just, decide to turn their heads and not think about the other person. So really, this is something that you did, and it's really amazing. So we'll continue with the conversation. Where is Patrick now? And really the future, how people actually came up to help him. You used Facebook.
Yeah.
So Facebook was able to get people connected, and that's the reason people were able to come up and get him help. So we'll be continuing the conversation with Wanja. She's still here with me in studio. Don't go, we will be right back.